Hello, everybody. Welcome to Al's podcast. That was smooth, huh? Welcome to Al's podcast. This is the introductory episode or so. Introductory because I think it'd be good for you to know who I am. So pretty easily. My name's Al. Starting this podcast. Um, we're a lot of different topics, discussions, interviews. I'm gonna have with different people. I think first I'll exploit my family. Um, I'm gonna have series of conversations with my father, my dad. Um, Man, father sounds so religious. With my father, with my dad, or like you know, um, then if I get my brother up in here, and whoever else, letting everybody know. Uh, Sometimes this podcast will turn bilingual. Um, my my first language is Spanish. Second language is English. And some things I feel for me, at least for me, I can express myself easier in Spanish as some on English. So it depends on topics. If I switch on you to Spanish, I would try to correct my. Nah, I want to say correct myself. I try to explain it in English as well. But if I don't, well, sorry, you understand. Um, Try to keep it nice and open so everybody could understand. Um, Man, I'm saying too many times. So again, my name's Al. Starting out this brand new podcast. Right now, I've been interviewing my dad about his story, his life story. Quite an interesting story. Of course, not of course, but he immigrated from Mexico. He's from the proud state of Sinaloa. So just getting his story from how I grew up and the challenges of him coming to the United States. And I'm gonna try not to get political and just really listen to ask him and listen to the stories that he's told me so many times, but definitely think it's I don't think, but I know it's an important story for people to hear. A lot of people don't hear the story of how you know how the immigrants got to this great country, the U.S. of A. We hear the yeah, it's a tough journey, but we really don't get into specifics of why they moved or um again this this podcast is not going to be a political statement type of podcast. I'm not a right winger. I'm not a left winger. I love hearing both sides. So just because I'm talking about my dad's story as an immigrant, um, doesn't mean it's gonna be political. But I recorded some of his stories already. I think I got 2 episodes down. Um, they're in Spanish. Um, so I'll be putting those up later on. But right now, um, yeah, it's just we're gonna talk a little bit about me. Um, so as I said, my name is Al. Um, real name, first name is Alvaro. Alvaro with the B, not with the V. Dad misspelled my name. When when he registered my name when I was born. Uh, so my name, the name Alvaro, is regularly or we'll just say naturally spelled with a V, Alvaro, Alvaro, Spanish. But somehow, and I tried to get the explanation from my dad, and he doesn't know. He just did it that way. He spelled it ALB as in boy, ARO, which makes if you read out my name, it's instead of saying Alvaro, it's Albaro. Doesn't sound right. So I have to put an accent in the A, the first A. So it could be Alvaro. Didn't figure that until I went to high school. at a at a class of Spanish speakers, which is like English, like taking the English class but in Spanish in high school. You guys could understand what I'm saying. Either way, so that was I don't say embarrassing, but it was a wide opening for 15 years. Been correcting my teachers, and yeah, I guess I was wrong. But that's life, right? Um, definitely, definitely to music. Um, man, since I was in 5th grade, I joined band. Um, started playing the alto saxophone. Then transitioned to the tenor saxophone. I was in 8th grade. Yeah, and then I was in band all through high school. Uh, again, started off with the alto sax, and then the opportunity came up to they need a tuba player, and me being a big, I want to say, I would like to say fan, but just I love, I love banda sinaloense. Um, yeah, that type of music. That's um, I would say it's my favorite. Um, so you guys don't know what banda sinaloense is. It consists of it's the traditional music, the state of Sinaloa, uh, Mexican music. Um, most of the time it consists of a tuba or sousaphone, and then there is 3 clarinets, three trumpets, three trombones, a snare with what snare, and then a bass drum. But the bass drum has a crash cymbal on top, and then it has I believe in English it's called flugelhorns. Two of them. I mean, sometimes they call it charchetas in Spanish, uh, or contrabajos. It's like a small baritone. It's not a baritone. Yeah, and then I mean, you want to add a singer to it. You add a singer to it, but yeah, that's what it is. Makes a lot of noise. Um, but it's the traditional music of Sinaloa, and I love that music. I mean, I think one of my future episodes will be about Banda Sinaloense and talk about the history and development of it. Um, how it has evolved to, you say, take over the, at least in my opinion, take over the popularity of mariachi in Mexico. I mean, but traditionally, you're not gonna never take my mariachi spot from the music of Mexico. I don't think you're ever gonna take that spot. It just from the uniform to the instruments how they play. But banda has definitely, it's up there now. It But back to the point. That was just a little, got a little sidetracked talking about it. I could keep talking about it all day. But back to me. So definitely, well, definitely wasn't band during high school days. So I learned tuba. Learned how to play tuba. So fun. Bringing it to the house, and my 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 dad and my brother were, I think they were as excited, more excited of the potential having a tuba at the house. Um, because I mean we love banda music, so, and the sousaphone of the tuba, it's the bass of the banda. So oh, they love hearing me play it. And then I learned trombone for jazz band. Um, well, I'm going to all this is music is a big part of my life. I love to talk about it. Um, Hopefully later on I'll be talking about recording music as well. Thinking of recording my own intro to this to the podcast. I have something in mind. I think it's gonna sound pretty cool. Definitely unique. Um, yeah, and it definitely come from a family of um, I wouldn't say musicians, but people that appreciate music. Um, my dad, he loves taking out his accordion, and he could definitely come up with a song. I mean, he won't be in time, but we're working on that. But you'll he'll get started, and he'll at least come up with a song, a cover of a song, of course. But um, it says that his grandpa was which would be my great grandpa, used to play the harmonica, and how good he was playing the harmonica. Um, my brother plays bass. He used to play in a conjunto norteño, and he's really proud of it. There's a couple of videos of him playing, and their grupos called Los Andariegos del Norte. I actually uploaded a couple of videos on YouTube. You guys want to go check it out? There's one funny one where, man, he's playing this song El Troquero, and it's called The Truck Driver. And I mean, he's going off. My dad's a truck driver, so I guess he felt inspired playing for him or so. Dad wasn't there, but I don't know. My brother felt inspired, and he was so inspired, he broke the string off his bass guitar. Um, that's definitely shouldn't happen. I mean, a guitar string, okay, it happens, but for a bass string to break, yeah, he was definitely inspired. A little too inspired. Pretty funny. Seeing the shock in his face when it happens. Um, yeah, pretty funny stuff. So again, back to me. So I'm talking about music because I think music is gonna be a big part of the podcast. Um, I think what I'm gonna do, it's a weekly review of new music that comes out in the genre of regional mexicano, regional music, regional Mexican music. You know what's coming out, what I think sounds good, what I recommend, um, what I think about what's out, what's coming out, any old CDs I recommend. Again, it's all gonna be my opinion. You guys don't have to take it. Uh, More than welcome to disagree with me. That's fine. Or agree. Whatever. Um, yeah. Different topics, definitely. Interested in what the news is. Again, I'm not gonna get too political. I'm not gonna political rants or stuff like that. I mean, if something does happen in the news, I mean, I'm gonna talk about it, get my opinion about it. Just got into stocks too. I guess everybody's trying to get into stocks now since the GameStop thing happened with the market. Man, everybody's like, man, if I would have just known, imagine you invested wait, it was like a $5 a share. Invested $100. Stock went up to what, 250, $300. Selling it at that price. Woo, man. Whoever got rich, or I mean, whoever got extra money out of that, good for you. Yeah, so just got into that. It's going all right. Definitely learning. Wish I had more capital. Right now, I'm just kind of telling myself, yeah, I'm just gonna hold this long term. Yeah, well, kind of have to. So if I do get lucky in the stock or so, or if it jumps up and I make a profit, definitely be talking about it. I know somebody that did get quite lucky. Good for him. Um, yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, if you hear a dog in the background, it's my good old pal, my little miniature poodle coqueta. She's definitely COVID dog. Follows me everywhere. Clingy. Um, so I think one of these podcasts you'll hear her voice, her opinion. And yeah, right now it's just man, I don't want to go too much into detail. Um, but again, this is just a podcast when you just sit back, relax. Maybe you're driving, don't close your eyes. Um, I used to I used to drive to work a couple days a week. Now we're there. Now we're back. Um, and I became a big fan of listening to podcasts. Um, yeah, it was entertaining. Got my mind on the road, and um, I guess I just got tired of listening to the same songs over and over again. Um, Not get tired, just a little. Yeah, when you're changing not changing genre, but whoever if anybody that commutes that's listening commutes will understand how important good radio, good podcast, or music to listen to. You get quite tired listening to this, even though it could be one of the best CDs out there. It could be your favorite CD. You could say, "Oh, I'll never get tired listening to it." You will. Sometimes you gotta take a break from it and change it up. So, just so that's the idea I got from starting the podcast. Not an idea, but and then so listen to podcasts and I don't say if this will work out or not, but if I get listeners, great. Hey, if I get 10 listeners out there, that somehow this helps them throughout the day, distract themselves, here's some positivity, try to get off the negativity. Definitely a positive person. Always been a half glass full type of guy. Oh, yeah, and I can't forget. Definitely talk about food places. Oh yeah. Saying just letting you guys know I am a bigger guy. Definitely love my food, love my steaks, love my meats. Especially with this COVID. No, not COVID. With this pandemic or this at home, definitely became a better cook. I'm not gonna say chef because I think that's you know definitely um, barbecuing. I wouldn't say I perfected some, but I got at least I got some fans with my family members, and uh, I'm not to say that I catered because I didn't charge, but my brother had a surprise birthday party, and I was in charge of the grill, in charge of the cooking, the meat. I didn't I didn't do the salads, I didn't do no sides, nothing like that. Just the main course, which is the meat, and it was delicious. So yeah, we'll be talking about food places I've gone that I like. Um, in the I think next month me and my girlfriend, uh, big time foodies. Um, I always say she takes care of the desserts, the pastries, and all that. Great taste. Well, yeah, she's my girlfriend too. Of course, right? uh, and um, and I'm more the judge of the main courses, the meats and stuff like that. But I think next month we'll be heading to LA. Try some spots that I've been kind of wanting to go since this pandemic is looks like it's slowing down or controlled or so, where things are opening up. Um, yeah, I spent a day over there in LA, get some food and definitely let everybody know how I went. My opinion on places. One place we love to go is this place called Georgia's in Anaheim. It's in the meatpacking district. Ooh man, that place is good. I haven't been there in a couple years too, but um, I remember the first time we uh got helped by Georgia herself. The owner's name is Georgia, and it was one of the best experiences I've had. Um, Service was great. Of course, it was by the owner. I didn't know until I looked at the she had a newspaper article on the wall about her business. I'm like, oh look, it's Georgia. Then she's right helping us. She's right there. So yeah, so can't wait to try it out. Not try it out, but eat there again. The ribs, delicious. Not only are they falling off the bone, but the taste and the taste is spectacular. The cornbread, ooh, the cornbread. So yeah, so you definitely talk about that. So talk about food, and then I'm trying to lose weight. How about that, man? Talk about struggle, huh? So definitely gonna talking about that. Um, got a long ways to go, but I mean, you got to put your first step forward. And so I said, I am a bigger guy. Not ashamed of being a bigger guy, but you know, doctor tells you, the way you're going, you probably have around 10 years to live. How many warning signs do you have to get? You know, and at the end, it's for the better of your better life. Who wouldn't want to live as long as they can and experience the most they can? I'm not saying as a bigger person you can't experience things, but let's say for example, hopefully I'm going to be going to Yosemite on around May. I would love to do the mist trail. Right now, in the condition I am right now, oh no, I'll be missing the mist trail. But the sights of seeing all the waterfalls and all that, I mean, it's something that I'm being proud of doing it. Hiking, um, dancing. So, but yeah, so we'll talk. We'll talk about that again in a positive way, no negative. Sometimes it is hard to talk about, but one has to do what he got to do. Little sacrifice here or there, it goes a long ways. Um, see what else. Hopefully, I get my mom on a couple of episodes. Again, they'll be in Spanish, but man, she got some great stories. Um, my if I get my brother in here too. Um, he's an insurance agent, so some good stories and little insurance 101, auto insurance and home insurance. Uh, Things that people should know about. Um, then like I said, I have a conversation with my dad. Currently he's a truck driver, but before that truck driver, he worked in the fields um, as a supervisor, and he's in as a person uh, loading up the boxes. Cargador, they call it in Spanish, a loader. Um, for many, many, many years. But he has a lot of stories about truck driving, and yeah, so that should be some good listening. Um, then what else? Oh, games. Yeah, I'm not saying I'm a gamer, but definitely appreciate my games. Um, didn't get into the whole get a PS5 craze. Don't really need it right now, but if I do get one later on, I'll let everybody know. Um, oh, firearms. I'm not saying I'm big into it, but definitely um, a fan of them. I'm not a crazy nut rifle pistol person, but definitely appreciate them. I have my own selection of firearms. Um, I think it's one of the most, I don't say relaxing, but um, definitely takes the stress away going to the range. A lot of people have golfing and some other stuff. I have shooting. So much fun. Fortunately, right now, really hard to get ammunition. Really hard to get ammunition. And it's really expensive as well, especially here that I live in the great state of California, one of the most restricted states for firearms. Um, they have their point, but man, we could go on and on about that. Sometimes it's laws are passed that seem like they make sense. They make sense in paper, but once you put it in motion, they, they don't. Top of my head, can't come up with one right now. Again, because I'm, um, you know, don't want to get all political about this because you know, but yeah. Um, oh, in sports, big into baseball. Baseball, definitely watch football. Basketball, I wish they played like not the old times, but I wish the bigger guys dominated. When it was more about centers and power forwards. I don't think it's so much fun when I see a score 140 to 145 or 130 to 132, and half the points were 3 pointers. Everything's called a foul. Not a big fan. I'll still watch it, but um, yeah, but definitely Dodgers fan, but I appreciate every other team except the Giants. Uh, it's all good. It's all good. Love baseball. Played baseball when I was in Little League. I played in Little League, played a little bit in high school. Um, Fun times. Maybe we'll talk about baseball. A couple of baseball stories that my dad repeats every time. Oh, cars. Oh, big fan of vehicles, cars. Hopefully, buy a truck soon. Yeah. You can say one of my favorite shows is Top Gear. Now the Grand Tour on Amazon Prime. Great commercial. And yeah, so we'll be talking about vehicles, cars, news, opinions about them. Um, Definitely my favorite media for or channel. Say media to any news about cars and what's coming out. It's definitely it's called TFL. The guys are on YouTube. Not affiliated with them. Just I'm a fan of them, and they you could say honest reviews. I mean everybody has a bias. Everybody does. Even though say they're not biased, but there's everybody has some type of bias. But definitely check those guys out. Um, ¿Qué más? So yeah, and then I'll be so some of the topics I'll be talking about. Then whatever I did over the weekend, it's something exciting. I'll talk about it. Let everybody know. I went someplace. I did. I don't know. Went somewhere. Maybe a funny story. So thank you for listening. Again, this is Al. Listening to Al's podcast. Random stuff. Um, yeah, so that's about me. And hopefully the audio quality gets better through time, right? That means I made money. um, so let me see. I think I covered everything I would like to talk about. Yeah, I think so. Well, if anybody's listening out there and has a question, you could I think I'm gonna send. I think I'm gonna set up an. Should I set up a Twitter or an Instagram? I'll see. Well, for right now, I have an email. How about that? I have an email. Kind of old school, but it works. So, any questions or topics? Want to learn more stuff? Want to just say hi? It's you could email me at Al's Podcast One. So ALS podcast podcast alspodcast1@gmail.com. alspodcast1@gmail.com. You could send, questions, topics you'd like to me talk about. I mean, straight out. If I'm not interested in the topic, I'm not going to talk about it either. I'm going to be straight out as well. Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you everybody for listening. To this introductory of who Al is. So you guys know who you guys are listening to. And yeah, so this is the start of a journey, and hopefully of a long journey. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day. Good evening, good morning, whenever you're listening to this podcast. Have a good one. Stay positive. Don't forget to smile. Thank you very much. Have a good day. And again, don't forget to smile. If nobody smiles at you, at least you're smiling at yourself. Does that make sense? Or at least go in front of a mirror and smile. It works. All right. This is taking too long. Not taking too long, but I'm just going over and over again. Don't know how to end this podcast. So, have a good one, everybody.